This is called Words of Wisdom from My Vehicle. Um, the first rules of business are doing business anywhere are location, location, location. The second one is supply and demand. Very simple. Location is a given. You have to be able to have access to your business, and that's not a big thing at certain times. But supply and demand is you must have something that people want to make them come into your business. Now, there was a story that happened in Tucson, Arizona years ago. The story was that there was a sports bar. It was an Irish bar. It was a sports bar, and it was very popular. Now, the people that worked there, and I'm not downing the gay community, all right, but there were the waitresses, some waitresses and bartenders. They were gay, and there was no. I mean, everybody knew it. No big deal. But they didn't like sports that much, and they decided that this one of the couples there decided they wanted to buy the bar. Well, they bought the bar from the owner. They kept the name, but they didn't like sports. So they decided to have a singing bar where people came in and they sang songs. It was going to be a show bar. Well, lo and behold, in 6 months' time, they were out of business because the clientele, which made it very popular, decided that they did not want to go to a gay singing bar. So yeah, so that was a shot in the neck with the friggin' Jim Jones Kool-Aid right there for their business. So what they did was they took a highly successful thing and they decided to change it because they liked it, not thinking about what the customer wanted. It's called business, people. Business. Never mind what you want, it's what everybody else wants. Now, the second story was Pizza Hut. I think it was Pizza Hut. A few years ago, they came out with a commercial saying, "We are so sorry for adding all these other elements to our restaurant. Because when we did this, we neglected to realize that our pizza was getting poo-poo." All right? And that you weren't eating the pizza because it tasted like crap. We were putting too much this, too much that, doing this, too much of the other thing, and our pizza has suffered. And we're making a promise to you that we're going to go back to our basics and make pizza better. So they did, and they went back to where they're supposed to be, and they're making money again. One of my favorite shows, all right, is Kitchen Nightmares. Gordon Ramsay, where he goes from restaurant to restaurant which are having problems. And the owners are at each other's throats. The cooks are doing bad jobs. They have no more lust for cooking and all this other la stuff. But the biggest thing that Gordon says is that with the food is keep it simple, keep to local fare. So for instance, this one restaurant was an Italian restaurant, and they started out with good homemade spaghetti. People liked it. Good meatballs. They loved that. Lasagna. They had calamari, good fish deals. And people liked this. All right. And then they had some Italian steaks. And they had a good fare. Well, then they let the chef go on the friggin' rampage and go, let's add like New Orleans style shrimp. Let's add, hey, I like egg foo young. Let's add some egg foo young over here. Let's add lobster polonaise, And next thing you know, they have a list of 50 things on their items. And it suffered, The original food suffered because they're too busy doing this other stuff. And the new food suffered because they didn't know what the hell they were doing. All right? It's because the chef decided, and the owner said, let him go ahead and do it. This is what happened. The chef goes, let's do this. I got this great idea. Let's do this. Let's do this. I want to experiment with Mexican food or something. Let's do it. It'll be great. The owner goes, you know what you're doing? Yeah, yes, let's go for it. Yeah, not thinking that the general public has been coming to this restaurant because they like the food. And now you're giving them a list of, instead of having 5 or 6 good food, items, you have 50 crappy poo-poo items. And Ramsey will walk in and go, what is this here? This tastes like shit. One time he went to one place, took a bite of shepherd's pie, and went in the bathroom and threw up because it was crap. All right? Now, what I'm getting to is this. The Great Lakes Medieval Fair in Geneva, Florida. Everywhere you go, to medieval fairs, and it's not the economy, because there are lots of fairs around the area that are doing spectacular because they are sticking to their original purpose. The Renaissance Fair is a Renaissance Fair. The medieval fairs are medieval fairs. The Highland fairs are Highland fairs. They even have some, different fairs that they're working out. And then you have, you have Comic Cons, which are doing well. You have steampunk conventions, which are doing well. But people, those are things that people want to go to. Well, people want to go to a medieval fair. They want to see these things. Ask any of them. You say, hi, I work at a medieval fair. Oh, do you joust? No. Says, what do? Do you fight with swords and shields? Well, yes, I do that. Wow. Says, do you eat turkey legs and drink beer and pints of ale? Yeah, that's what we do. That's our big thing. Wow. Do they have Highland? Do they have bagpipes and Vikings? Yeah, they have that stuff. No, we don't. We don't have that stuff anymore. There's no more joust. That's gone. Right? Yeah, there's some turkey legs, but there's no more ales and beers. Those are gone. Beer. That stuff's gone. All right? The Great Lakes Medieval Fair has gotten away from what it's supposed to be a medieval fair. The operative word is medieval. Medieval, okay? When people hear medieval fair, they think of King Arthur. They think of King Richard. They think of jousting. They think of sword fighting and eating and drinking ale and having this great time. Pints, This is what the general public wants to see. That's the second thing, the general public. The people in the fair who decided they want to do fantasy role-playing crap in the fair, doing, a superhero weekend, a time travel weekend, ultimate personality weekend, don't realize the general populace is what gives you your money. The general populace comes in there to see a medieval fair. They don't want to see your funky butt running around in a fat-ass Wonder Woman costume. They don't want to see you running around playing the Silver Surfer. They want to see King Arthur. They want to see jousting. They want to see drinking of meads and beers and ales. They want to see medieval stuff. They don't give a crap about Batman and Robin and the Joker. If you were at a Comic Con, they go and see the Comic Con. If you want to go to the time travel, they want to see time travel. But they want to see medieval stuff. That's what the general populace wants to see. You know something? Just like Ramsey, just like the Italian restaurant, just like Pizza Hut, just like the bar out there, that's your clientele. You in the fair, no matter how much you want to dress like a darn, rabbit in fur, okay, does not bring money into the gates, does not save a fair, which is dying. Face it. I don't care what people have written on the boards. We were there. We see it. The attendance is down. Vendors are leaving. Performers are leaving because it sucks. Because you've gotten away from your original recipe. All right? I don't know what people have actually talked to the owner of the medieval fair. I don't know what person has talked to him to doing this weird stuff you're doing. All right? But you're adding too much stuff to your menu. You're adding stuff that people don't want to see. You want to see it. Your friends want to see it. The general populace does not want to see it. And that's what the big thing is, what brings the money in. You fail to realize that without the people coming in to see it, and the money goes away, the fair goes away too. So really, I think the best thing to do is to rethink your thoughts on medieval fair. Here's another thing to think about. 365 days a year, that ground is not being used. Maybe 1/3 of that time it is actually nice out to use it. There are so many weekends in that year. Like this is the year. Let's say my fingers are here. That's the year, right? This much of the year is used for medieval fair. Medieval fair. You have all this other space of usable time to do your own thing. Why don't you just have a medieval fair, and then after that's over, have a time travel fair for a couple weekends, then have a steampunk thing, and then after that. But leave the medieval part alone, okay? And you know something? Here's a wager. Here's a wager for you. I will never, if you try that for 1 year, let's say you have a medieval fair, and have medieval stuff, and have a time travel fair, and have a steampunk fair. Let's see which one's more successful when they start finding out that the jousting's back, and the beer's back, and the chicken legs are back, and the really medieval entertainment is back. I bet you that those, fantasy weekends will just disappear by the wayside because people don't want to see them. Something, You people who work at the fair, admit it. You're not SCAers. Some of you are, because you think the SCA is taboo because they stick to, like, we want to do exactly this. We want to be realistic, and you guys are into fantasy. You guys play Dungeons and Dragons, World of Warcraft. You watch all your fantasy shows. You live in mommy's basements live. You probably play these little games. Then you come out like because the Great Lakes Medieval Fair is Brigadoon. It pops out of the earth once every year and it's just there. No, there's a business behind it. There's a business behind that. People have to spend money to make this work, and they're not going to make money if you keep on screwing up. So what I'm saying is, get your butts at it. And get your heads out of your butts and start thinking how you're going to make money and bring this thing back to life. And I think it is getting rid of this garbage you're doing and just bring back the medieval fair. And that's all for now, and you have a good day.